Hello. So, I had a random guy message me on Facebook. He message requested me because we weren't friends. And he said, hey, I found you on YouTube. He recommended me to review this one product, and he also told me that I should do the Myers-Briggs test. He said that he prefers when YouTubers have videos about taking the Myers-Briggs tests, so that way he can get to know them as YouTubers and stuff like that. I don't know, but it made sense to me. And it's weird because I've never seen a YouTuber that I follow have one of these videos. It would be hard to tell if they had a Myers-Briggs video because they just have so many videos. So anyway, I'm going to, wow, sorry I'm so weird. Ugh. Whatever. Unapologetic, you guys. I'm living unapologetically. I'm gonna read you guys basically the results that I got from the Myers-Briggs test. I am a turbulent advocate. The code is INFJ-T. My role is a diplomat. My strategy is constant improvement. Personality traits. Mind. This trait determines how we interact with our environment. I'm 64% introverted, 36% extroverted. Energy. This trait shows where we direct our mental energy. Intuitive is 74% and observant is 26%. Nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. 21% thinking and 79% feeling. Tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. 53% judging and 40% prospecting. Identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. 31% assertive, 69% turbulent. So the introduction. Treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and you help them to become what they are capable of being. The advocate personality type is very rare, making up less than 1% of the population, but they nonetheless leave their mark on the world. It's hard to read without my glasses, you guys. Advocates have an inborn sense of idealism and morality, but what sets them apart is what they are, not idle. Advocates have an inborn sense of idealism and morality, but what sets them apart is that they are not idle dreamers. These individuals are capable of taking concrete steps to realize their goals and make a lasting positive impact. People with this personality type tend to see helping others as their purpose in life. Advocates can be found engaging in rescue efforts and doing charity work. However, their real passion is to get to the heart of the issue so that people need not be rescued at all. Help me help you. Advocates indeed share a unique combination of traits. Though soft-spoken, they have very strong opinions and will fight tirelessly for an idea they believe in. They are decisive and strong-willed, but will rarely use that energy for personal gain. Advocates will act with creativity, imagination, conviction, and sensitivity, not to create an advantage, but to create balance. Egalitarianism, never heard that before, and karma are very attractive ideas to advocate personalities. These types tend to believe that nothing would help the world so much as using love and compassion to soften the hearts of tyrants. It's crazy how true this is. Nothing lights up advocates like creating a solution that changes people's lives. Advocates find it easy to make connections with others. They have a talent for warm, sensitive language, speaking in human terms rather than with pure logic and fact. It makes sense that their friends and colleagues will come to think of them as quite extroverted personality types. However, they would all do well to remember that advocates need time alone to decompress and recharge, and not to become too alarmed when they suddenly withdraw. Advocates take great care of others' feelings, and they expect the favor to be returned. Sometimes that means giving them the space they need for a few days, or forever. Live to fight another day. Really, though, it is most important for people with the advocate personality type to remember to take care of themselves. The passion of their convictions is perfectly capable of carrying them past their breaking point. If their zeal gets out of hand, they can find themselves exhausted, unhealthy, and stressed. This becomes especially apparent when advocates find themselves up against conflict and criticism. Their sensitivity forces these personalities to do everything they can to evade these seemingly personal attacks. When the circumstances are unavoidable, however, they can fight back in highly irrational, unhelpful ways. To advocates, the world is a place full of inadequacy. Sorry if I didn't say that right. But it doesn't have to be. No other personality type is better suited to create a movement to right a wrong, no matter how big or small. Advocates just need to remember that while they're busy taking care of the world, they need to take care of themselves too. It's weird because I've been thinking about this a lot lately, like whether or not like I know I can start a movement, and like slowly realizing that about yourself is crazy. And a lot of people never feel that feeling at all, like, but if you have anxiety, you probably know what I mean. Strengths and weaknesses. Advocate strengths. Creative. Combining a vivid imagination with a strong sense of compassion, advocates use their creativity to resolve not technical challenges, but human ones. People with the advocate personality type enjoy finding the perfect solution for someone they care about. This strength makes them excellent counselors and advisors. Insightful. Seeing through dishonesty and disingenuous motives, advocates step past manipulation and sales tactics and into a more honest discussion. Advocate personalities see how people and events are connected. They are then able to use that insight to get to the heart of the matter. It's crazy. Inspiring and convincing. Speaking in human terms, not technical, advocates have a fluid, inspirational writing style that appeals to the inner idealist in their audience. Advocates can even be astonishingly good orators, speaking with warmth and passion. This is especially true if they are proud of what they are speaking for. Decisive. Advocates' creativity, insight, and inspiration are able to have a real impact on the world. This is because they are able to follow through on their ideas with conviction, willpower, and the planning necessary to see complex projects through to the end. People with the advocate personality type don't just see the way things ought to be, they act on those insights. Determined and passionate. When advocates come to believe that something is important, they pursue that goal with a conviction, and energy that can catch others off guard. Advocates will rock the boat if they must. Not everyone likes to see this, but their passion for their chosen cause is an inseparable part of the advocate personality. Altruistic. I'm not even stoned, you guys. Altruistic. These strengths are used for good. Advocates will not engage in any actions or promote beliefs just to benefit themselves. They have strong beliefs and take the actions that they do because they are trying to advance an idea that they truly believe will make the world a better place. Advocate weaknesses. Sensitive. When someone challenges or criticizes advocates' principles or values, they are likely to receive an alarmingly strong response. People with the advocate personality type are highly vulnerable to criticism and conflict. Questioning their motives is the quickest way to their bad side. Extremely private. It's definitely a weakness. Advocates tend to present themselves, not a weakness. I would just say it's a downside, not a weakness. Advocates tend to present themselves as the culmination of an idea. Okay. This is partly because they believe in this idea, but also because advocates are extremely private when it comes to their personal lives. They use this image to keep themselves from having to truly open up, even to close friends. Trusting a new friend can be even more challenging for advocates. That's true. Perfectionistic. It's a weird word. Advocate personalities are all but defined by their pursuit of ideals. While this is a wonderful quality in many ways, an ideal situation is not always possible in politics, in business, in romance. Advocates, especially turbulent ones, too often drop or ignore healthy and productive situations and relationships, always believing there might be a better option down the road. I wouldn't say that. I would rather say like they mess it up. Like I mess up healthy, productive situations and relationships by just being too turbulent. Always need to have a cause. Advocate personalities get so caught up in their pursuits that any of the cumbersome tasks that come between them and their ideal vision is deeply unwelcome. I wouldn't say deeply unwelcome. Like this is like describing me before I was like very conscious and like awoke awakened. Like I'm not like impatient and like crazily like, what did it just say? Deeply unwelcome. Like, not that many things are deeply unwelcome to me. Advocates like to know that they are taking concrete steps toward their goals. If routine tasks feel like they are getting in the way, or worse yet, there is no goal at all, they will feel restless and disappointed. Can burn out easily. Their passion, impatience for routine maintenance, idealism, and extreme privacy tend to leave advocates with few options for letting off steam. People with this personality type are likely to exhaust themselves in short order if they don't find a way to balance their ideals with the realities of day-to-day living. This is why, you guys, I'm not uploading as many videos. I'm really trying to like figure out how to focus on myself and like not burn myself out. It's really difficult, but it's not that difficult now that I'm learning how to take care of myself. My energy is a lot better. I'm able to do a lot more with the time that I get because my brain is so recharged. Anyway, romantic relationships. Love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. So does that mean hate comes more difficult? When it comes to romantic relationships, advocates take the process of finding a partner seriously, not ones for casual encounters. People with the advocate personality type instead look for depth and meaning in their relationships. Yeah, it's like extremely annoying in 2019 to be this type of person. Advocates will take the time necessary to find someone with whom they truly connect. Once they've found that someone, their relationships will reach a level of depth and sincerity of which most people can only dream. Getting to that point can sometimes be a challenge for potential partners, especially if they are impatient types, as advocates are often perfectionistic and picky. People with this personality type aren't easily talked into something they don't want. If someone doesn't pick up on that, they are unlikely to be forgiven, particularly in the early stages of dating. Even worse is if their partner tries to resort to manipulation or lying, as advocates will see right through it. If there's anything they have a poor tolerance for in a relationship, it is a lack of authenticity. Is this for real? Advocates will go out of their way to seek out people who share their desire for authenticity and out of their way to avoid those who don't, especially when looking for a partner. All that being said, people with the advocate personality type often have the advantage of desirability. They are warm, friendly, caring, and ooh, I just bit my tongue. It's hard to talk good about myself. They are warm, friendly, caring, and insightful, seeing past facades and the obvious to understand others' thoughts and emotions. One of the things advocates find most important is establishing genuine, deep connections with the people they care about. Advocate personalities are enthusiastic in their relationships. There is a sense of wisdom behind their spontaneity, allowing them to pleasantly surprise their partners again and again. These types aren't afraid to show their love, and they feel it unconditionally. Advocates create a depth to their relationships that can hardly be described in conventional terms. Relationships with advocates are not for the uncommitted or the shallow. When it comes to intimacy, advocates look for connection that goes beyond the physical. They prefer to embrace the emotional and even spiritual connection they have with their partners. People with this personality type are passionate partners. Advocates see intimacy as a way to express their love and to make their partners happy. They cherish not just the act of being in a relationship, but what it means to become one with another person in mind, body, and soul. Okay, on to the next one. Friendships. The most I can do for my friend is simply be his friend. Henry David Thoreau. There is a running theme with advocates, and that is a desire for authenticity and sincerity in their activities, their romantic relationships, and their friendships. People with the advocate personality type are unlikely to go for friendships of circumstance. They avoid situations like workplace, social circles, or chatting up their local baristas, where the only thing they really have in common is regular contact. People with this personality type seek out others who share their passions, interests, and beliefs. They create friendships with people with whom they can explore philosophies and subjects that they believe are truly meaningful. Closed book and speed reader. From the start, it can be a challenge to get to know advocates as they are very private. Advocate personalities don't readily share their thoughts and feelings, not unless they are comfortable and feel that those around them can be trusted. Since those thoughts and feelings are the basis for advocate friendships, it can take time and patience to get to know them. Meanwhile, advocates are very insightful and have a particular knack for seeing beyond others' disguises. They are able to interpret others' intentions quickly and easily and weed out those who they deem incompatible. In friendship, it's as though advocates are searching for a soulmate, someone who shares every facet of their passions and imaginations. By the way, guys, this is the first time I'm reading all of this. I just, took the test and then, yeah. I'm reading it to you guys, and I'm reading it for the first time. So, advocates are often perfectionistic, looking for ultimate compatibility. I wouldn't say that, though. It's just, I feel misunderstood very easily by people, and if I do, then I guess it doesn't feel compatible. It's crazy. They also look for someone with whom they can grow and improve. Needless to say, this is a tall order, and advocates should try to remember that they are a particularly rare personality type. Even if they find someone compatible in that sense, the odds that they will also share every interest are slim. Advocates must learn to meet others halfway and recognize that the kind of self-improvement and depth they demand is simply exhausting for many types, which I have learned. Otherwise, they may end up abandoning healthy friendships in their infancy in search of more ideal compatibilities. Like finding a needle in a haystack. Further complicating things is advocates' ability to passionately and clearly express themselves. These traits can lead to a lot of unwanted attention and popularity. Their quiet, determined idealism naturally draws influence. Advocate personalities, however, tend to avoid seeking power over others, and the people who are drawn to that type of power. Advocates will find themselves more sought after than they'd ever care to be. This makes it even more difficult for them to find someone with whom they truly have an affinity. Really, the only way to be counted among advocates' true friends is to be authentic and to have the authenticity naturally reflect their own. That makes so much sense. Wow. Once a common thread is found, though, people with the advocate personality type make loyal and supportive companions. People with this personality type encourage growth and life-enriching experiences with warmth, excitement, and care. Additionally, as trust grows, advocates will share more of what lies beneath the surface. If those ideas and motives are mutual, it's the sort of friendship that will transcend time and distance, lasting a lifetime. Advocate personalities don't require a great deal of day-to-day attention. For them, quality trumps quantity every time. Over the years, they will likely end up with just a few friendships, built on a richness of mutual understanding that forges an enduring link between them. And then this one says parenthood, which I'm gonna skip because, I love kids, but I'm not, that's not something that I'm even remotely thinking about right now in life. If I ever have kids, I'm going to have a house, a husband, and a career. I'm going to have those three things stapled into the ground, and then I would have kids. And that's even if I decide to have kids. It's kind of I don't know, I'm so spiritually inclined that I feel like my life has so much purpose other than to have kids. And so many other people are having kids right now. It's just not something that, I don't know. Of course I would absolutely love it. Of course I get baby fever really bad, and I'm just gonna ignore it. But if that ever happens, it'll happen. Anyway, career paths. It's better to fail while striving for something wonderful, challenging, adventurous, and uncertain than to say, I don't want to try because I may not succeed completely. That's what I needed to hear right now. That is what I needed to hear right now. Jimmy Carter. Advocates are likely to find that most corporate career paths are not designed for them, but for those focused on their status and material gain. However, people with this personality are able to find work that suits them in just about any field. In fact, advocates are likely to face the opposite problem. Many struggle to begin a career early on because they see 10 widely different paths forward, each with its own set of rewards. This can be appealing but also heartbreaking because picking just one means letting go of so much else. Too much. Explain me now. Truth, beauty, purpose. Advocate personalities need to find meaning in their work and to know that they are helping and connecting with people. An advocate working as a Ferrari salesperson, for example, is highly unlikely. This is weird because for like a few years now, I've been thinking that maybe I'm meant to be in HR because like the HR people are always people who are helping you out like emotionally and stuff like that, and like just little things they're helping out with, like I don't know, because I care about every single little detail about everyone and everything and helping people out with things, so I feel like I should be an HR person. I don't know. Their desire to help and connect makes careers in healthcare, especially the more holistic varieties, very rewarding for advocates. Roles as counselors, psychologists, doctors, life coaches, and spiritual guides are all attractive options. Advocates' needs don't end at meaning, though. Any productive work can be meaningful, as any productive work helps someone somewhere. Advocate personalities crave creativity too. They strive to use their insight to connect events and situations, creating real change in others' lives. For advocates, money and employee of the month simply won't cut it, compared to living their values and principles. You guys, I'm so happy with my job right now, my new job I got. Jesus Christ. I quit smoking cigarettes 2 months ago and I'm like still healing. Okay. I'm so happy with my new job, like you have no idea. It's really going to help me soar. Anyway, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. It's intense. These needs are hard to meet in a corporate environment where advocates will be forced to manage someone else's policies alongside their own. For this reason, people with the advocate personality type are more likely to find independence in a leadership position or by simply creating their own business, which I want to do. I want to create my own bakery. I've wanted to do that for so long. Like, I think I'm going to do it next year when I move out of these apartments. If they choose to go to the independent route, they will focus on applying their personal touch, creativity, and altruism to everything they do. I want it to be called, like, once I came up with that, it felt right, okay? This can be the most rewarding option for advocate personalities. When they step out of the overly humble, supporting, and non-competitive roles they're often drawn to, they can move into positions where they can grow and make a difference. I've known that I can. Advocates often pursue expressive careers such as writing, effective communicators. I literally just wrote, and I've never felt better. Like, I started to write a book. You guys, I'm writing a book. And I just did this within like 2 hours ago, and I've never felt more liberated and like, this is what I'm meant to do. Like, I've never felt like that so much until after I wrote the first chapter of my book. I don't know what it's gonna be called yet. Maybe it's gonna be called like my bakery. Anyway, advocates often pursue expressive careers such as writing, effective communicators that they are, and author many popular blogs, stories, and screenplays. Music, photography, design, and art are viable options too, and they all focus on deeper themes of personal growth, morality, and spirituality. All of these things are major key points and themes of my mind. And it's like hard, like it said earlier, it's hard to choose one, like, because I feel like I'm leaving others behind. So that's why I think I love YouTube so much, is because I'm able to do so many of the things that I love to do all at once. Not all at once, that would be dope. Where advocates struggle is in work that doesn't take personal needs into consideration, is overly repetitious, or promotes conflict. I'm actually okay with like moderately repetitive work because like you can make it into a sort of meditation, and like I don't know, it can become very relaxing for you and the mind, and only if you've learned how to be that way. Like before, I was conscious, like in the meditative meaning, I would go crazy at my jobs and just like be falling asleep, like falling over, and like when you're in high school and you're falling asleep in a class, that's what some manufacturing jobs feel like. Jobs with these traits will leave advocate personality types frustrated and unfulfilled. They can also struggle under the criticism and pressure that comes with jobs in corporate politics or sales. Yeah, I don't think I could really handle being like a sales manager or a salesperson, because you're constantly being like competitive, and being competitive kind of takes too much energy from me, because there's a lot that comes with that, like a lot of aggressiveness from other people and like just jabs, I don't know, like things that I feel like my energy doesn't need to be involved with, if that makes sense. I don't really like being competitive. Advocate personalities are clever and can do well in any of these fields. To truly be happy, however, they need to be able to work in a way that aligns with their values and allows them some independence. They need opportunities to learn and grow alongside the people they are helping and contribute to the well-being of humanity on a personal level. Yes. Workplace habits. Honestly, I feel like I don't want to read this part because it's just, yeah, it's like this one part's talking about advocate colleagues. Oh, is it telling me what I would be as a manager? Okay, I want to read that part. As managers, advocates often dislike using their power. Individuals with this personality type prefer to see those who work under them as equals. They do this, I feel like this is who my boss is. They do this by focusing on coordinating tasks and supervising people, leaving the facts and details to others. They work hard to encourage others, not to crack the whip. That's not to say that people with the advocate personality type have low standards. Far from it. The advocate's sense of equality means that they expect their subordinates to be as competent, motivated, and reliable as the advocates themselves. This is my boss, you guys. Like, we must be the same person. Advocate managers are sensitive, understanding, and fair, able to appreciate individual styles and to make accurate judgments about others' motivations. However, if an employee's actions or attitude undermines an advocate manager's ethics or values, they will find little comfort in these qualities. People with this personality type have no tolerance for lapses in reliability or morality, but so long as no such lapse occurs, advocates will work tirelessly to ensure that their subordinates feel valued and happy. This makes me super happy because that's definitely the type that my boss is, so I have the same personality type as him, and that's why, like, I had this very weird feeling for these past few weeks, like, why do we connect on such a weird level? Like, he'll come over to me and he'll be like, how's it going, Raven? And I'm like, I'm doing good. I don't know, like, it's just, we have this, like, certain understanding. Like, I've had a few car troubles within the past few weeks, and I text him and I'm totally completely honest about it, and then, like, I'll be like, there was a day where I was like 20 minutes late to work, and he sent me a text. I kind of want to put it in here, but I told him I made it to work, and he said, great! And I was like, when I read that text, I was like, okay, like, very enthusiastic. I like that, you know, like, it was off-putting, and it reminded me of myself, because I can be off-putting sometimes. Anyway, conclusion. In the end, it's your actions, how you respond to circumstance, that reveals your character. Few personality types are as passionate and mysterious as advocates. As someone with this personality type, your imagination and empathy make you someone who cherishes their integrity and deeply held principles. Unlike many other idealistic types, however, you are also capable of turning those ideals into plans and executing them. Yet, advocates can be easily tripped up in areas where their idealism and determination are more of a liability than an asset. There are many areas in life where you may face challenges that at times can even make you question who you really are. Anything from navigating interpersonal conflicts, confronting unpleasant facts, pursuing self-realization, or finding a career path that aligns well with your inner core can cause internal frustration. What you have read so far is just an introduction, and this is when it gets into like, alright, so do you want to go to our Advocates Academy and learn more and like grow as a person? I was really excited about it. I thought it was going to be free because it kind of leads you to think it is when you start clicking stuff. I don't know, I'm just really like at the point in life where I'm excited about fixing my communication problems and just learning how to like communicate with others. Overall, I think I've been talking for too long. My voice is like shaky. I need some water. I am sorry this video is long, but I really want to stop saying sorry. So if you don't like that my videos are long, I assume you haven't even made it to this point, so why am I apologizing? Thank you so much for watching. I have, like I always say, so many more videos planned for you guys. My phone doesn't have much storage at this point, and right now I'm in the process of making something very important. So I am currently not going to be putting out as many videos right now, but I will be. So look forward to that, and I love you guys. Say this to yourself real quick.